According to legend, 8,000 years before Aegon Targaryen conquered the Seven Kingdoms, there fell a winter without end. Famine and terror gripped an entire generation who never saw the light of the sun or felt the warmth of summer. In the midst of this darkness came a race of demons from the far north of the continent, who laid waste to every army set against them. When these others were finally driven back and the long night was ended, the legendary Bran the Builder set about constructing a vast fortification so that the people of Westeros would never be caught unprepared again. Much of what is known about the earliest history of Westeros, the Age of Heroes, the Dawn Age, and the Long Night, comes from accounts set down by Septons thousands of years later. Many of the Archmaesters of the Citadel question all of it. The old histories are full of contradictions and inaccuracies. They tell of kings who reigned for hundreds of years, knights before there were any knights, and it is therefore reasonable to doubt that many of the fantastic tales told could ever have truly occurred. And yet, stretching across the northern border of the Seven Kingdoms, there stands a barrier, one greater than any that could be raised today. While the men of the South might scoff at the old tales and mock those who fear ice demons, snarks, or grumpkins, it is impossible to deny the feeling that something terrible can be found in the land of always winter when one sees it for themselves atop the tremendous ramparts of the Wall. The Wall may be the largest structure ever built by man. It stretches for 100 leagues, from the Sunset Sea of the west to the Shivering Sea in the east. It is wider in places than the King's Road, with a dozen mounted knights said to be able to ride abreast at its top. It rivals even the Tower of Oldtown in height, reaching 700 feet at its highest point, making it plainly visible for miles around. The Wall is composed of a mix of solid ice, earth, stone, and, if the legends are true, imbued with old spells to prevent the others from ever crossing through it. In most places, the Wall is covered in wind-blown dirt and dust, and often appears a pale gray or dull white. An experienced northerner can tell the time of day based on the Wall. In sunlight, it shines blue and crystalline, glimmers palely in moonlight, and glows pink and purple at dawn. On warmer days, the Wall is said to weep as tiny streams trickle down its sides. The Wall is manned solely by the Brotherhood of the Night's Watch, which at its height raised 19 castles along its length. Tunnels through the Wall can be found at each castle, while cells and storerooms have been carved at its base. Catapults, cranes, and trebuchets mark the top of the Wall and constitute its primary defenses. These are linked to the base by elevators, ladders, or twisting, chiseled stairways. Over the last 300 years, as the manpower of the Night's Watch has dwindled, most of these defenses have been abandoned, and by the reign of King Robert of the House Baratheon, only 3 castles remained in use: the Shadow Tower, Eastwatch by the Sea, and Castle Black. The rest have been left to the elements, their garrisons removed and tunnels sealed. While few outside the North believe that the others might return to bring about a second long night, there is no denying the usefulness of the Wall. Savage wildlings roam the land of always winter, occasionally united by so-called kings beyond the Wall, who have attempted to lead vast hosts of their people south. Even with their limited numbers, the Night's Watch has repelled every direct attack upon the Wall, and it is through their continued service that the remainder of Westeros has been spared potentially devastating invasions by wildlings. The Seven Kingdoms might celebrate these victories, but there are some in the Night's Watch who believe that the true purpose of the Wall has been forgotten. The Wall was made to guard the realms of men, all men, from the true enemy that lies beyond. Yet too few believe that ancient enemy still remains, and should the others be more than just an ancient fable and march south once more, the Wall might not be enough to stop them. In Atlas, the Templin Institute investigates the most storied places from across alternate worlds. If you have a suggestion for a future episode, let us know in the comments section. And if you'd like to support us directly, a link to our Patreon can be found in the description.